everyone. We're here filming another episode of My Awakening with Veronica from Higher Realm Holistics. Help me welcome Veronica. Hi, Veronica. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing hanging in there.
Dealing with the towers exploding around you?
Oh, yeah. Shining my sword, sharpening it, getting it ready for the battle.
Amen.
Yeah. So how have you been? How are you doing during these intense energies?
Well, let's say because I am a forerunner, I'm a light worker forerunner. It's like been there, done that. And I basically yield my sword to clear the way for other light workers who are coming to right now. It's not that they haven't awakened already. It's just that now the towers awake are bursting around them. Things that can't rise with them, can't go along with them in 5D are falling off now because light workers, we're in 4D right now.
Yeah.
We went from 3D, the veils of 3D are breaking, ripping. That's happening right now, and we're in that 4D, light workers are in that 4D portal right there, ready to cross over into 5D once all this clearing happens. And from my oversoul, that is basically like the end of this year, because I was shown very clearly 2019 isn't going to look anything like 2018.
Oh, thank God. Praise the Lord for that, because I'm so over 2018.
Yeah, because 2018 was tough and clearing, especially this last part right here, because of Venus in retrograde. Yeah. Venus in retrograde, and also Kali energy. The goddess Kali, her energy is very strong right now, and I
love Kali. Yeah,
her energy is strong right now, and her and Venus retrograde, they're breaking down everything right now. Everything that cannot go with you into 5D is falling off, including relationships, jobs, all of that's coming off.
Yeah.
And the one thing I try to say to people to calm them down, light workers, is just because this person drops out of your life now, is not an integral part of your life like they used to be, doesn't mean once they awaken, go through their dark night, so go through their ascension, they're not going to come join you. Your job right now as the light worker is to get to 5D, get to the foothills of 5D, and be prepared to help all those who are going to be shocked and awakened.
Yeah.
Because of all this stuff that basically the fan right now.
Yeah.
When it comes to everything around us, all the falsities around us, when it comes to all the lies of 3D, because 3D is such topsy-turvy world illusion.
Oh, yeah. And you know what I noticed too? I was told that, and it's so interesting because I think 3D has programmed us to think that you're a perpetual victim, right? That everything's happening to you, not for you.
Correct.
But also I was told, because I'm going through a divorce, but I was told this divorce is not only like clearing what no longer serves off of me, to push me, to force me, to catalyze me into the next part of my journey, but also to wake him up, like to crack him open. Because I mean, we're in partnership with everyone and everything. So like you can't not affect somebody else, right? Because you're meshed with them. So it's like, a lot of people don't see that. Like, it's not just happening to you, it's happening to the other person too. But it's like, it's necessary because we only respond to pain. You move away from pain, but that forces you to move, because otherwise you're too comfy. You won't move.
Well, you need a fire lit under your ass, basically.
Yeah.
And right now, the universe is lighting a fire under our asses, so we could get moving, and when it comes to the way you and I are talking, we talked this before we started recording. You're from Chicago, and I'm from New York. And if anybody doesn't like it, we're not the most, Zen sounding people, but we speak our soul and our mind. So
yeah, it's that Archangel Michael energy, the Kali Ma energy.
Kali's I'm all about Kali.
Eris, it's just like very, and then I have a Scorpio moon, so I mean it's just very straight to the point.
Exactly.
But see, a lot of people mistaking it. There's no time. Well, right now there really is no time.
you seriously just don't have time for this
No.
whole, just ignore it and it'll go away. We can't ignore it. We cannot ignore it. It's in our face. And it's about us shining our light and exposing it for what it is. We need to shine our light. That is why we're light workers. It's about shining our light, exposing the darkness, because that's the only way you expel darkness.
Yeah.
Darkness cannot exist in the light. It literally disappears. So you must shine your light as bright as possible.
And you know, yeah. And that's what we've been doing, is ignoring it.
Exactly, which is why it grows and grows and grows so much. But now it's time for Ascension. Gaia's not waiting. The universe is not waiting. And we just have to get with the program.
Yeah, it's sink or swim.
Yep, it is. It's sink or swim time.
Wow. So what events led to your awakening?
Well, I'm going to take it exactly from that point, because I was always into metaphysics as a child. Let's put it that way. Since the age of 4 or 5 years old, I grew up that way. My sisters and I were always into metaphysics. We collected rocks in the streets of New York pretending they were crystals.
That's so cute. How did you even know about crystals?
Don't know, but they always called out to us. We would go to the public library and we take out books on crystals, take out books on palm reading. And our next door neighbor who used to babysit us, she was into Santeria.
Of course. Okay. Yep. Tons of Santeria in Chicago too. Yep.
Cuban. She was into Santeria. She used to smoke her cigars, wear the white scarf and everything like that. Yeah. And she used to do readings for people, and she used to do playing cards, and then she taught us. So growing up in an extremely Catholic, Orthodox Catholic family,
yep.
My mom and grandmother who raised us thought we were just playing cards. That was bad enough for them. But we'd have kids come over and we'd be charging them $50 a pop for a reading.
Whoa, you were making bank. Wow.
Yeah. By 9 years old, heck, we had them line up all weekend.
Wow. That's so funny.
I can't even, my childhood was very strange.
I know, me too. Yeah. That's so funny. So you grew up very religious?
Well, not that I was religious, but my family's very religious. And it's religious to the point of completely, you could be into your religion but not be blinded to the truth. Right. My mom was a narcissist, is a narcissist, and she grew up, in complete denial, Orthodox Catholic, Roman Catholic, my grandmother, my uncle, and they were so religious where, the Monsignor was molesting us, and we told them, and it was brushed aside. They were like, silly kids, you know?
Yeah, walk it off.
Yeah, because the Monsignor, the priests are too holy to do stuff like that. And then it was interesting because, I was 18 or 17, remember coming home from college, and what was on the news? I'm like, wait a minute, isn't that my school? And that same Monsignor that was molesting me, my sister, my cousins, as the Brooklyn diocese transferred him elsewhere when the lid blew on it, and they were investigating, which is what they do. They hide them and transfer. My mom was like, oh, I can't believe it. Oh, these kids. I said, it's the kids. I said, when we told you, what did you do? Well, I have to believe in the priest in the church because I was like, whatever. And it's like, they'll never learn, Nope. When they're that closed off, they're not going to ascend. Right. They're not going to awaken. They're not going to ascend. You could wish them the best and do what you can for them, but you have to learn to let go because you have to rise yourself. And it's about your generation, the generations before you.
Yeah, you can't get stuck there.
You can't get stuck there. You can't. And many people, many light workers are getting stuck there. You can't take everybody with you, like I say.
Yeah.
All you could do is your best.
Now, you can't force feed light.
You can't. Back to my awakening. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I've always was into the metaphysical and everything like that. Never brought into religion. But I was going through a lot of stress it was building up. The stress was just not understanding the world. Mm-hmm. And was like, what the heck is going on? This world doesn't, it was like, all of a sudden I just woke up one day, it was the 23rd. It was the 23rd of December, 2012. And I was like, this world doesn't make sense to me. And it just felt like everything was, it was not something I couldn't explain. It was like the world was closing in on me. Nothing made sense. I felt every dark energy possible. That's what it felt like. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, And I'm going to say it straight up. It was to the point where I felt like I could not be on this earth anymore.
Yep. Yep.
My daughter and my son were sleeping in their rooms, and I, kid you not, took some weights that I worked out with, put them around my ankle, drank an entire bottle of wine, and said, I'm going to go jump off the bridge right outside my house.
Yeah.
That's how bad and intense it was.
I've been there. Yep.
Yeah, I just felt like, and it was literally, I wasn't broke. I wasn't having issues with my kids, been divorced, was living fine. It was literally feeling this darkness in this world that was just so intense where I literally could not function. I felt like I could not breathe in this space, not for another second.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I was ready to get up and go, I heard, go back to sleep. And I was like, what the heck was that? Go back to sleep. And I took everything off. I was like, okay. I laid down because it was like, but I couldn't. It was
like, that's new.
I was like, that's something new. And it wasn't a male voice. It was a female voice. I couldn't tell what sex it was.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
It's very androgynous. You just don't know. And then I laid down, and within a few minutes of me closing my eyes, this bright, white light appeared. I opened my eyes, and the light expanded into this apparition of Lakshmi.
Wow.
Now I've seen Lakshmi. I took world religion in school, so I heard of her, but I never delved into the Hindu religion. I knew she was part of the Hindu religion, but I did not know her per se. I didn't know her name. She just looked familiar. I was like, what the? I said, who are you? And the apparition, the mouth never moves. It's telepathy. They connect.
Right. Yes.
And she said, Lakshmi. And I was like, why are you here? And she was just pouring this golden light out of her hands into me.
Wow.
And then I just fell into this weird state. I can't even explain it. I call it my twilight state. I fell into like this twilight state for a while. And then she eventually faded away and I could barely move. And then by the time I woke up, it didn't seem like any time passed. It was already like 9 o'clock in the morning the next day.
Whoa.
Kids already gone to school. I was like, what just happened here?
Wow.
And then I didn't see, but then I heard I'm not going to say the name of my best friend, but ask my BFF, she'll know who she is. And I was like, okay. So I called to ask my sister, my younger sister. So I called my best friend. I said, do you know who and what Lakshmi is? She goes, oh yeah, I have a picture of her when I went to India. And she sent me the picture. And then at the same time, I text my sister, because Lakshmi had told me my sister would know her, my younger sister. So my sister's like, I think I know who you're talking about because I described her. She was on this pink lotus. She was wearing this, doing that, and her arms were carried. She was carrying this in her different arms. And they both sent the exact same picture to me.
Wow.
Of the exact same, how she appeared to me in the apparition.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and from that on,
Lakshmi comes with receipts.
Yes. And from that point on, that is how each master that came to guide me showed up. Like they would show up in an apparition, they would say their name, and then I would look them up and know who they are, like Babaji, and like all these ones that I didn't know anything about would come to me. And the next day after that, I decided, okay, God, you're going to tell me more about myself.
Yeah.
Because this was crazy. I always knew I was different, and I always knew about the clairvoyance and the clairaudience, and I grew up with that. And that was almost like normal in my family, even though they're very religious, they're very spiritual. And my great-grandmother, she was the shaman of her tribe in Haiti, original Indian Haiti. The Tianos, she's original. And everyone said that it's like, you're almost like a reincarnation of her.
So it's your lineage.
Like her, yeah, it's my lineage. So everyone in my family has the clairvoyance, the clairaudience, all that kind of stuff, all the clairs. And so I sat there entire day fasting. All I did was drink water and go to the bathroom. And I sat in front of my altar. I've always had an altar to pray. And I sat there and I said, okay, God, talk.
So what brought on the fasting? Like, did you just feel moved on your own to do it, or were you told?
No, I just was moved to fast. But throughout my ascension process, I would go through different stages of, okay, you need to fast, you need to do this type of fast. And I would also be led to tell my sisters and my best friend, who I've known since the 2nd grade, our little coven. My daughter calls us the witches of Eastwick. We always get together and pray and do stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
They were always part of that ascension. So I would always tell them, okay, guess what? We're going to be fasting for the next 3 days, and all you're going to have is water. Oh my God, really? We have to? I said, yes, because we need to. It's a coven that we have to lock up this coven right now. We have to get to a certain point, and they would do it. And I was led to certain times. I never ate red meat. I never ate mammals since I was a kid. Just never liked it. I would eat chicken and turkey, but I don't eat turkey anymore. Barely eat chicken. I do eat fish once in a while, a couple of times a week. But most of my diet is like almost vegan. I don't eat grains. It's an evolution.
Hey, you don't eat grains. What do you eat then?
Fruits and veggies and nuts. Yeah. I do eat rice once a week, not even.
Wow.
Yeah, but like right now, if I eat 800 calories a day, that's saying a lot.
Wow.
I don't eat that much.
I've heard that a lot of people are going through that. Yeah. I don't even know why. Well, now I'm being told it's because I need it. I need it because of what I'm going through. Because before I'm like so jealous because I'm like, oh, I want to fast. But I haven't gotten the guidance to do it. In fact, I've done the opposite. I've eaten like hearty, heavy, and by heavy, I mean potatoes, rice, root vegetables, because I'm vegan too. But like, I think it's because of what I'm going through because of the divorce. I need to stay very grounded in this 3D until it's done.
Well, that's what a lot of people need to understand, because hear so many people, people on videos criticizing, oh, you can't eat this and you can't eat that, and you're not going to awaken and you're not going to ascend if you don't do this and you don't do that. No, it's really to each his own. And it depends on what your body needs, what type of light you are grounding, what the universe is using you for. Because sometimes I won't be moved to eat the entire day. I'm just drinking water, and if I have a banana, I feel stuffed. And then all of a sudden at 10 o'clock at night, oh my God, I need to eat half of what's in my kitchen.
Yes.
And it's literally, it won't let me go to sleep unless I do eat.
Yes. Yeah, it forces you. It's like you don't want to, because it's not coming from here. It's
exactly. It's coming from here, your body, and your body's like, and you have to accept that. You can't sit there and be so arrogant to think that your way is the only way. Your ascension is different from my ascension. We're all of one, but guess what? We're different aspects. It's like the foot and the arm do two different things, okay? But they're part of the same body.
Right.
Okay,
right.
Your eyes don't do the same function as your mouth, but it's part of the same body and it's made of the same stuff, but it's rearranged in a different way. So don't sit there saying that your diet has to be my diet, because you know what? You're not doing what I'm doing, because you're not.
Yeah. Also, we're not experiencing the same challenges at the same time. Like you said, you divorced 10 years ago. Well, I'm barely doing it now.
Yeah. So, exactly.
Yeah.
So we may all be on the same timeline, but we're on different points of the timeline and different branches of the timeline, because we're serving different functions. And that's what people really need to understand when it comes to awakening and ascending. So don't look at somebody and say, oh, there's no way they're ascending, because you know what? They could be ahead of you and you don't know.
Yeah. A lot of people like to beat everybody up of, oh, you can't drink coffee, you can't whatever. Listen to your body, because I love coffee, and I've given up cheese, which I thought, that was my crack cocaine cheese.
Me too, that was my crack also, man. I love me some Swiss cheese.
Yeah, but now
I can't even eat it. It doesn't even come up. I thought I'd never give up cheese.
Yeah, I'm like, and I'm so that's proof to me, because even though I'm at this level or whatever, I question it still. I'm like, am I going crazy? Am I making this shit up? There's moments where I'm like, am I imagining this? But then visceral proof, like giving up cheese and not caring, and it's been for months now, and I'm like, oh, I am different. That's proof that I'm different.
Yeah. Just to say the example of the cheese. I grew up in an Italian neighborhood, so I love me some mozzarella cheese. Okay. When I was in New York, I went to stay with a friend, and she knows me so much as cheese person. She brought me a whole bunch of cheese as a welcome
Oh,
gift. And then I sat down like, I don't
dude.
want to eat it. And she's like,
Yeah.
what? Why? You know? So it's like people around you also, because you're ascending, if they're not awakening and ascending yet, you're going through so many weird changes, especially
And it's happening lightning fast.
it's happening lightning fast, especially since the 26th of August, which was the full moon in Pisces.
Wow.
And that was a big that was a big light switch energy that came in that my oversoul told me about. It's like, I'm a double Pisces also, wow. And I'm grounded because I have Taurus moon. But I was told, like, bam, that's a big one, and everything's just going to ramp up from then. And it has been just ramping up, not just for me, all light workers at that point, because we have to be prepared. We have to be ready because the collective is going to start with
because we're the EMTs that are going to help them.
That's exactly it. We are the EMTs who are going to help them, and we have to get our shit together, basically.
Yes.
Because they're coming to us.
Yes. And it ain't going to be one or two. It's going to be like, whoa, massive overwhelm.
Exactly. It's all of those people who sat by and like told you were strange and told you were weird and they're not making any sense. My own daughter, who's partially awakened, I say, because she would get very angry that she knows stuff and she blames me like I'm doing it to her. Okay.
Like, you know what? Yeah, I had those moments of like, isn't awakening supposed to be wonderful and blissful? This sucks.
Oh, yes, especially with the dark night of the soul.
No, and not even just that, but like, it's, you know, like heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Yes.
Like, there's a certain level of responsibility.
Big time. Big time.
And you're I don't want to be this responsible. It's hard.
Oh yeah, I mean, it took a lot for me to start making these type of videos on Ascension and Awakening.
Yeah.
I started my YouTube channel several months ago, and all I had was, oh yeah, hi, I'm Veronica, I'm Holistics, I'm certified in the and that's all it was. And I thought, oh, that's gonna be enough. Okay, so you told me
I want you to share the dirty.
And then come August, when it was like, boom, girl, this is it. And I was in New York I was guided to go to New York I'm from New York, but I live in Miami Beach. Mm-hmm. And I was guided like, this is it. You have to go to New York, and these are the things that's going to happen in New York, and you have to do it. And I went, and I was like, damn, I hate working in New York. But I went, and I worked in it, and I call myself, I'm like a shit stirrer. That's like part of my role as a light worker.
You're a catalyst.
Exactly. One of my number groups is 55, and the other one is 22. So 55 is just basically blowing shit up. You know, being that catalyst, that tower. I'm like this tower, and people
bring the tower wherever you go.
Yeah, I'm a living freaking tower. I attract the lightning and just blow things up. And that's what I was going to go do at this hospital, to expose this one person. I was like, oh my God. And it has to happen to me, because I'm the one who's going to know what to do in response to cause the change, the positive change in the atmosphere, which I did. And it was supposed to be a 13-week contract, but then she came after me like I was shown she was going to come after me. Wow. And I did what I had to do. And 3 weeks, bam, it was over. But I was like biting my nails, because don't think, oh, she went and did it and like, oh, everything was cool. No, I had to bite my nails for a whole month with no money coming in. Mm. Thinking, okay, I did my job. Yes. Everything's going to be fine. I'm going to get the money I need.
Yeah.
I didn't pay my rent for 2 months, didn't pay my car note for 2 months. Luckily, I subletted my condo, so I was able to get money from that to live on, you know? But everything turned out exactly like I was shown. I got paid my entire contract, even though I was only there for 3 weeks.
Good.
Exactly. Like, everything fell into place. I went there because my son was in his dark night of the soul, because he was lured to New York by my ex-husband. My ex-husband, his dad is a narcissist, and he lied to get him there. And I was told, go to your son, have him come here and do that. And then when you do that, he's going to.
Wow, what a gift. What a gift.
Yeah, and he did. And he was like, Mom, he's exactly what you said. I feel like I'm going crazy. I can't believe this is happening. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, wow.
Welcome.
And mind you, I haven't seen my son in almost 3 years. It's been 3 years of me having to, with this burden, even though I knew it was going to happen before I started. Right when it happened, I was told it's going to be 3 years. I was shown what's going to happen. It still hurts like hell.
Yes, that's what people don't understand. I think that because we're so freaking strong, and we come off like, I know what I'm doing, I know where I'm going, I have a clear vision. It still fucking hurts, and it's so scary when you're reporting it or shining your light. It is terrifying. So we're no different than anybody else.
Yeah, the issue people like us have also is that, you know, we're tough girls. You know, you're from Chicago, and I grew up in New York, taking the subway from the age of
by ourselves.
So we look so hardcore and everything, but people aren't knowing that at night we're curled up in a ball, crying our eyes out and scared half to death.
Well, because we love everybody too much. For me, that's been the issue. It's like, oh, don't make me stab you with my sword. I don't want to stab you. Okay, I have to stab you.
Well, it's about doing what you got to do and not allowing the darkness to take over.
Yeah, you know, we cannot allow it to infect everything.
You know, I've had people tell me, oh, just, you know, especially, you know, when they want to act super zen, like nothing's going on in their life, just ignore the bad, let it go away, he'll fall away on his own. No, I had to tell my ex-husband and his lawyer, because I did everything on my own, listen, I got the truth on my side, and that's all I need. I'm not going to go spend money on a lawyer and everything, but I'll tell you right now, you're going to tell these lawyers straight up, I'm not negotiating with you. It's all or nothing, and you're going to go down with him. So feel free to go down with him. Yeah. And it went all the way to the Supreme Court of New York, and I won every single damn time.
Wow.
Hard. On my own. My divorce cost me $85.36.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay. Good. See, it can be done, because I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing it by myself too.
But you have to have the balls. And
then I'm being corrected. You're not by yourself. Exactly. I have my legion of beings with me.
But it takes a heck of a lot, because you have your legions being with you, but it's also
you're the one that has to execute it.
It's very different, and it's all faith, and you have to have that faith in knowing what you are.
Yes.
Stand in your truth and know I am a powerful being, and nothing, no lie is going to take me down. Yeah. Nothing the darkness can do is going to hurt me. And it may look like you're losing for a minute there, but if you continue to stand in your truth and stand in pure truth, but you're not doing it out of maliciousness. Out of hate. You're doing it out of love, actually. I have pity for him. I had real pity for his lawyer. I really did. I was like, oh, God, you foolish people, you wake up. Why are you so asleep? Do you not know what's going on?
Oh, my God, I felt like that, too. Yes. Yeah.
You know? And I even told my ex-husband, I was like, you already lost your daughter by doing this. Now you're doing this with your son.
Yeah.
Do you not know what you're losing?
You don't know. They don't. They don't.
And you know, you try to talk to them to wake them up, to try to help. But then they're like, you know, they still in their delusion, in that 3D delusion, in that narcissistic 3D ego delusion. Because narcissism rules the 3D, which that's the vice grip of the ego.
Yeah.
Narcissism is like the ultimate of the ego, you know? Yeah. And when they're gripped in that delusion, they don't see the truth, and they fall.
Well, they refuse, because I do believe they do see it, but they are so drunk on themselves.
They're drunk on their false power. They're drunk on the falsity.
Yeah.
And if you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take it.
Yeah. And the light is about compromise, but it's also of not allowing the disrespect, not allowing, like, very clear boundaries, and ending stuff. Like, nope, I'm putting a stop to this. And, like, that's uncomfortable. No. Like, you don't want to, but okay, I have to.
Yeah. It's not about sticking your head in the sand and ignoring things anymore.
Yeah.
It cannot be ignored because the veil is ripped.
Yeah. And then with Jupiter and Scorpio, woo,
Yeah, exactly.
it's blowing everything up. Look at this.
Yeah, Venus in retrograde, everyone's falling off. You know,
Yeah.
everything is aligned correctly for the truth to be revealed.
Yeah.
And it hurts, and sometimes you're the deliverer of that truth, but it is what it is, and we must do it in order to ascend.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any purging symptoms, or have you had any?
Oh, I did. For years, I thought I had lupus. I had a butterfly rash. I had a huge rash on my neck. My skin used to hurt. My bones used to hurt.
Yeah.
I was developing kidney issues. But my ANA test, which is the test that they administer to say whether or not you have lupus or not, was always coming up negative. But I had the physical symptoms of it. And the doctor was like, you're coming up negative, but people in your condition should test positive. And then I meditated and prayed about it, and I was told, your body's purging. Your body's purging.
Wow.
It's crazy to purge like this. And it lasted a good 2 years.
Wow. So what can you do to aid that? Like salt baths, water?
It's about meditating and just dealing with it. You have to meditate. You have to address the issues. But physically, I addressed it, in a holistic, integrative way.
Okay.
You have to address the symptoms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a client whose blood pressure shot through the roof, even though she's 100% healthy and never had this issue. But like, okay, address these symptoms, but then here's what's going on with you spiritually and energetically that you can do to address it. And as you get better, as the signs and symptoms diminish, you can get rid of the medication. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh, ignore it, and it'll go away. No, don't ignore it, it'll go away.
Yeah, well, your body's giving you a message too.
Exactly. You addressed it in a holistic way, which is why I went to holistic health. I was in conventional medicine 15 years. Never believed in it, though. Never bought it. I did it because I got a divorce and had to take care of my kids.
Right.
And I lost business after 9/11. I was an interior decorator. I had my own show for 8 years in the city.
Wow.
So everyone was like, instead of getting my master's in business, which I was in the middle of, I was like, okay, the quick way would just be switching to nursing and doing that, since everyone in my family was in medicine anyway. And the quick way to take care of my kids and family and have stability. That's the last thing I ever want to do in my entire damn life, is be a nurse.
Right.
Like, I didn't want to. But it was part of my path. And I tell people that it may look like something like you never wanted to do in your life, and you could say it. Your ego could scream and shout all it wants, okay?
Yeah.
You're either going to go screaming and shouting in pain, or you're going to go willfully.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. I never go willfully. I
know, right?
Every step of the way, and I feel like my oversoul is grabbing me by my hair and taking me by my hair. Okay? But I'm not arrogant enough. My ego is not that. My ego may be upset and scared, but it's not arrogant, where it's like,
right.
I think I'm not going to do it because, I'm too good and I'm not. No, I don't lie to myself like that.
Right. I think it's because we naturally question everything.
Yes. Well, especially if you say you don't like it, like, why would I want to do that? I don't believe in it, but I had to go through conventional medicine, work my way all the way up to a directorship.
Wow.
To understand, I've been a director twice, to understand every aspect of it, and then bring in the holistic part. Add on to that, because that's how I got people to listen to me. And like, she knows all of this. So if she's saying, no, it's not good to do that, and it's better to address it that way, then, we should listen to her because it makes sense. That's a way to get the collective.
Because you walk the journey. You've been there. Yeah. Exactly.
I have all the knowledge that they would look to, and then I'm adding all this other stuff to it. So I'm in the position where I could speak from both aspects, and that's how I'm to help the collective. And, I've embraced that journey, which is why now I have, a holistic health practice right now.
Wow. Yeah.
ever expect to do.
Yeah, and you know, there's no accidents.
No, none. But like I said, you go kicking and screaming sometimes.
Yeah.
You don't give in to the calling all the time.
Yeah.
I go kicking and screaming every time.
That's so funny. Have you had any paranormal experiences other than the Lakshmi sighting?
All my life.
Really?
All my life. When it comes to energy, especially the healing, the energy, and the clairvoyance and the clairaudience, I always had a thing, especially with my hands. I never liked touching people as a kid. As a teenager, I hated holding hands. In my 20s, I completely gave up holding hands.
Wow.
Because when I did, I'd get flashes of what's going on with them.
Wow.
And if anything was really intense, I would see it. Like an ex-boyfriend's sister, I saw her going into a car of a stranger. I saw the club where she was at, and I saw her being attacked by this guy. And I called up her cousin, we always used to go clubbing together in New York City. And I told her, I said, listen, I saw this going on, blah, blah, blah. Please tell her, if you're going out this Saturday, don't go with this guy. And everything I said happened to the T. She did go with the guy, but her cousin remembered what I said and went to the garage where the guy was parked and caught him just as he was attacked.
Wow.
So I would always see those things, and I did not want that responsibility.
I know it's a heavy responsibility. Yeah.
Heavy responsibility. So for a while, I was just like.
And then people get mad at you.
Yes.
They're like,
people get very upset with you when you deliver messages. My own daughter, she's like, I don't want to know. And she says it to this day. And she asked me a question, she turned about, you know what? No, I don't want to know. Don't tell me. You can ask me if you know I'm going to see it.
Yeah.
Don't me.
That also, not just psychically, but with truth. A lot of people can't handle the truth.
No, but
they think they want it, but no, they don't.
But you know what? Now they don't have a choice.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Details are ripped. That's why, as light workers, we have to be prepared for that, because they're going to lash out. They're going to be upset. But anything else, they're going to be scared.
Yeah. Well, that's what, fear or anger is fear's bodyguard. So
yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness. Lots of anger. Can you explain what a forerunner is?
A forerunner is basically people like us. We've been awakened for a while. We basically came in awakened.
Guns blazing.
Yeah, we came in awakened to some degree. Like I said, 5 years old, I was collecting rocks and thought they were crystals.
That's so funny.
I was charging 50 cents to the kids on the block to do card reading, and palm reading. Yeah. So it's like, that's what a forerunner is. We basically came in awake. We came in operating more from a 3D aspect from a 4D aspect than a 3D aspect.
Yeah, with a knowing. Yeah, knowing.
Yeah, came in with that knowing. Mm-hmm. So our ascension process is a little different from what's going on now. And we're the ones who I've had my blog since 2013. The videos just came in August because I was guided to start making these type of videos.
Yeah.
So, but I've been blogging about ascension and awakening since 2013, actually. So we're the ones who've been doing all that. And if you want, like, forerunners from before our generation, you got the Wayne Dyers, you have the Louise Hayes, a couple of generations before us. Yeah. So you had those people who were way before us, who were
guiding us.
Foreigners. Yeah, who guided us.
Wow.
And we're that generation who are awakened now, we're the ones who are right at that precipice of the Great Awakening, of the great event.
Yeah.
We're the ones who are waking up the second wave and helping guide those people. Like, all of my clients are all light workers.
Yeah. All
light workers who have recently, not they haven't been awakening and ascending all this time. Like, they could have started many years ago, but they're at the point where they're like, oh my God, something huge is about to happen.
Yeah.
How do I fit into this? Yeah. I know I'm not where I'm supposed to be. How do I get where I'm supposed to be? I'm teaching, but I think I'm supposed to be doing this. I think I'm supposed to be doing that. That is where they are right now, because by the end of this year, the way it was shown to me, by the end of this year, and then right the first January 2019, we need to be in place.
We need to be in place.
We need to be in place to be at that foothills. I call it, the way it was shown to me, the foothills of 5D.
Yeah.
To set our hand, and it's not about you going out. Here's the hour. You know, you're not sitting there pushing what you know to these people who aren't even awakened yet. It's not you saying, "Hey, can't you see this? Can't you tell that? Don't do this. Don't do that." No, it's about you being open, being that lighthouse. You're set up. You're that lighthouse, shining that light, so they can feel comfortable coming to you.
Yeah, they do come to you.
Exactly. You could be that one person in your family who everybody thought was great. You're in a family full of Catholic people, you know, full of Christians or full of Jews who are very steeped in their religion, and you're that one oddball who everybody thinks is crazy and doesn't talk to. But then when everything is unfolding now and all the truth is going to come out about all the separation, they're going to turn around and be like, they're going to come to you because you're the one thing that was steadfast.
You're the lighthouse. Yeah. You're the
lighthouse who's always shining their light, always standing their truth, so they could trust you. They're going to trust coming out of you, and they're going to come to you. And that's what the deal is.
And you emit that truth vibration.
Exactly. Because you're like, no matter what we did, no matter how much we made fun of them, they still believed in themselves, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why they're going to come to you, because you're the truth bearer at that point.
Wow. What helped you the most when you were going through the most challenging time? Like what tool or ritual?
Meditation and prayer. And my guides, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, he would come to me as Jesus the Nazarene. That's how he'd always introduce himself to me, as Jesus the Nazarene. He said, so my soul could recognize him. Because one of my soul aspects is James the Greater, and that's one of the apostles who was also, Jesus told me, I was also his half brother, because he always dressed me as his brother. I was like, why does he always dress me?
I think you have Jesus comes to you because you're a double Pisces. That's Jesus. Yeah,
that's Jesus also. But I was an Essene priest back in the past life, while he was an Essene priest, because I would always see myself in a temple next to him and praying and doing all this stuff, and that's where that comes from. And he was always he still is my biggest support. He still is.
When you say meditation, sorry to interrupt you, when you say meditation, what does that look like for like somebody who's just starting out? What would you recommend?
Just sitting quiet. The number one thing I always suggest, especially for light workers right now, because they're like, I don't know about my oversoul, I don't know about my higher self really, is to just sit there and ask.
Yeah.
Sit there, ask, like that's what I did. And for me, I went drastic. I always do. Falls to the walls. I sat there for an entire day. I sat there for almost 24 hours, with a bottle of water saying, okay, talk to me, God. And you have every right to demand that of the universe. You have every right to demand that of your oversoul. Talk to me. The answer may not come to you right there in a flash or an apparition. It'll come to you in your sleep. If you say, speak to me in visions and dreams, my oversoul, speak to me, connect with me. I want to know who I am. I want to know what I am. What am I doing here? Ask and you shall receive.
Oh, yeah.
People aren't asking. You don't need a go-between. Like Jesus said, you don't need a go-between. You don't need that priest or that rabbi to connect directly to source, to connect directly to our creator.
Yeah.
You don't need
I think it's not just ask, because I think a lot of people ask, but they don't listen.
No, listening also. Asking and listening. Shut up and listen.
Yeah.
That's all I could say. That's the number one thing I suggest. Yeah. And I do it to this day. I ask and I just shut up and I listen.
Yeah.
And if I sit there for an hour or 2 or 3 or 5 or 24, I do.
Wow.
I make the day. Yeah.
Wow. That's quite the commitment.
It's about being committed. Yes. Yeah. This is serious business. To me, this is more real. This Ascension Awakening, what we're doing right now, is more real than what you're seeing on that TV.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That TV is trying to distract you from this.
Exactly. From this realness. Exactly. This is the realness right here.
Yeah. We are in that Matrix movie.
Yes, we are.
Do you have any awake people in your physical reality? Well, you have your
Um,
coven.
well, my younger sister,
Hmm.
um, but she, you know, she's like a part of like this second wave. She's very
Hmm.
much like she watches my videos and stuff. My own son, he's
Oh,
very,
that's great. That's everything. Oh,
yeah, it is everything. I just like when he finally came out of his fog, his dark night of the soul, when I was spending time with him in New York recently, you know, we went to it was a Wiccan fair in New York City, and they
hmm.
had all these wonderful. He's like, Mom, let's get some books. We always get books together, metaphysical
Hmm.
books. So like he's looking at numerology and looking books on Gnostics, and like we're fighting over these books, and I love it.
Oh, I love that. You have a buddy.
Yes, he's like, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. What do you suggest? I was like, well, he's like, you know, Kali mantra, you know, a yantra you could do, and let me get you this, and like, and he's doing his, yeah, I got my yantra up on my wall, and this is a 21-year-old boy, you know, not too many. But he was always like that.
Yeah,
My daughter,
explain what that is. Explain what a yantra is.
well, you have mandalas, and those are different sacred geometry shapes. And
Hmm.
for me, each one came to me personally. Like most forerunners, we go through this blind, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not have outside guides
No.
because I was told not to. I did not watch YouTube videos.
Wow. Hmm.
When I got to the point, which was only a few years ago, where a video would be sent to me, and I was told, okay, this video from this person's going to come in your email, watch it, and I would watch it. And at the moment, I wouldn't understand it, but then I was told later you'll understand it. Just
Hmm.
a taste of it now, and I'm like, okay, you know.
Yeah,
So
well, and then videos are activations too. I think that the
yeah,
people giving them are channeling,
oh, oh,
right?
totally, yeah, they're triggers, and I know my
And
videos are
like
triggers.
us, we are.
We're triggers and
Yeah,
activations. I know
yeah,
that for sure. One
yeah.
of my biggest triggers, and I always say this all the time because it was the biggest one for me, was Lisa Transcendent Brown.
Me too. Yeah.
When my oversoul was talking about, you know, I was going to do timeline jumping and timeline collapsing, I was like, what the heck? And then I got that video from her. I'm like, Blondie got too much sun. I don't know what she's talking about. And then when it actually happened to me a
Hmm.
week later, I was like, what the hell was that?
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, that is what timeline jumping is. That is timeline. Holy crap.
So what
And
happened to you? What happened? What was your experience with that?
oh, it's not something I could divulge. It's
Just speak
yeah,
about it in generalities.
okay. Let me, because I'm not, and I
I
always
can
tell
give
people,
I can give you an example for me.
okay, give an example for me, because
Uh,
it's very difficult for
well, I
me.
have two. They're super weird, and I'm sure there's hundreds, but
Very
just the
weird.
ones that are just whoa. I
Mhm.
had a dream where have you ever had a dream where you think you woke up but
Yeah,
you're still in the
lucid
dream?
dreaming. Yeah,
You're in a dream within a dream, like Inception.
yes,
So I
yeah.
was in the dream and I woke up, but I was in another house, in another bed, in another, like, where am I? And I've had those moments in real life where I wake up and I'm like, where am I? And I'm like, oh, I'm home, or oh, I'm at my
Mhm.
mom's, or whatever. But that happened in the dream. I still remember what the walls looked like, what the sheet looked like, what the
Mhm.
window and the curtains looked like, everything. And then I turn and it's my ex-husband from 20 years ago laying next to me. I'm like, oh, no way. We never got divorced, but I had a memory of the life. So I'm like, wait a minute, what? So what happened to my new marriage? What happened to my new kids? Like, that never happened. So I was tripping out and I was on total overwhelm. I couldn't handle
Yeah.
it. So I just covered myself with the blanket and went back to sleep and woke up in my real life. And I was
Mhm.
like, what the hell happened? So I woke up
Yeah.
in another timeline.
Yep.
So that was one. And then another one is when I think that people don't realize how right now, especially, we're in this portal where every decision you make has like it's like you can go this way or you can go this way, and you're like, you know what, fuck this, I don't like this life anymore. I'm not with this him cheating on me, and no, I'm not doing that anymore. So then it's like, oh, okay, reroute, you're going this way. And boom, your life blows up because you made a decision. And you're like, oh, well, I didn't really mean that because I didn't know that it was going to come with this. And then I have to.
It's that 5D energy.
Yeah, it's like.
It's that 5D energy. You're in that 5D energy when.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like to the nth degree. Holy cow! It's like, okay, and it's like you got to be careful what you wish for because it's gonna come with a whole bunch of other stuff that you did not think of beforehand. You know?
Yes. Well, I always make sure I preference that with if it's for the highest, if it's for my highest and best good.
I mean, it is, but even if it's for the highest and best good, because I'm like, how is being with somebody who's lying, a narcissist, sociopath, cheating, like, well, that's not good. But I mean, it doesn't mean that the extricating yourself from that life is easy or pretty. Yeah. No. So is that what you're kind of like that? To me, that's what collapsing timelines has.
I've had some of those personal experiences, but most of mine were for the collective. I call myself in the way, because I asked my oversoul describing what am I doing, because I thought it would be a lot more personal, and said you're a foot soldier. Yeah. I'm a foot soldier in collapsing these big timelines that were constructed to keep us in darkness, to keep us in peace. And it'd be past, present, and future. I mean, I have been in different planetary systems, Earth, like if the ascension never happened, like 100 years from now, that's when I say it's just to even explain. Yeah. Think of it. There's this movie called Jumpers. I don't know if anyone remembers.
I remember the name of that, but now I don't remember like the specifics.
Was in the movie where these teens, they were able to jump through timelines and like jump through like different dimensions and jump through certain places. That's literally basically what I was doing. Yeah. So I can't even, like I said, if somebody wants to understand it, go watch Lisa Transcendent Brown, because I literally can't put it into words. Yeah. And I say, I'm a proud foot soldier in that. Yeah. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And then when I come back to this, whatever is my present timeline, my timeline, it's basically like literally like I fall back in my body. It's like, okay, I'm back here. Okay. And that's what it's like. Okay, I'm back here. And a lot of the times when it first started happening, my BFF, she'd call me up. We jump in timelines together and doing things together. She called me up and she's like, listen, I don't know how to explain this, but this has been happening and I'm waiting for her to talk about it. So I'm like, yeah, you were there too. And she's like, yeah, and I was this. And I don't know, they had all the people on this earth lined up, and there were these guys in black, almost like soldier things, but it was almost futuristic. So they were doing this, and I had to do this. I saw you running, and they caught you, but then you did that. I was like, yeah, girl.
Wow. Yeah. So is that during the astral, like in your sleep?
I call it twilight phase because it could I've had things happen where literally I just parked my car. I'm in the garage at work, about to turn off my car, and I feel this heaviness, like, oh my God, I'm being taken somewhere. I'm being taken out of body. Okay. And I knock out. And then I'll wake up and I think, oh my God, I'm late for work. And it'll be the time, like say I arrived at 6:45 in the morning, and then it's happening. I'm like, my God, I want to be late for work. And then I knock out and I think I'm out for hours, and I wake up and instead of 6:45, it's 6:30 a.m.
Whoa.
And it's that crazy.
That is so awesome. I love it.
That's why I don't even talk about it, because it still like weirds me out. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that I do that still weirds me out, that I'm like, you know what? I'm just serving. I'm just doing what I gotta do. I'm just serving this.
Well, it's not, I mean, it's the big you leading you.
Exactly. It's my oversoul. It's my higher self leading me. And like I said, I'm not arrogant enough to think that I have a third of the understanding of what's going on, because even though I may be operating in a higher energy, 5D energy, it's still not 6 or 17, 90, 12D.
Yeah, and it's kind of like when you start a new job, yeah, you have the credentials and everything for that job, but you're still new. You don't know what the hell you're doing. You don't know how they do it there.
Exactly. I'm just following, following whatever I'm being told to do. That's why I call myself a foot soldier.
And that's why it's so important to listen, because we all have that guidance.
Yes, we all have that guidance. And it's not, like I say, you're not arrogant enough to think that you know it all. And you're not arrogant enough to think you're going to push what's going on with you to somebody else, because you don't know what that person's doing. You don't know what type of work they're doing, what their assignment is. You don't know what's going on in their sleep, their quiet hours. Sometimes they don't even know. I've had many a client who were like, I'm upset because I see people like you and so many people do so many things. I haven't done anything. I'm like, are you sure you haven't done anything?
Yeah.
And then I just said to them, this is what's been going on. Like, oh my God, I've been really busy. I didn't realize I was doing all that.
Yeah, sometimes just going to the store, you're activating people with your field. Your energy is like, whoa, it's big.
Exactly. But even more than that, they're not understanding like their role in their family. They're still thinking family 3D sense when it's not a 3D earthly sense. It's from a universal divine sense where you're cleaning out a bloodline.
Wow. Oh my God, that's hard work, man. Yep.
That is very hard work cleaning out bloodlines. That is no joke, because the buck stops with you.
Yeah.
You're responsible for stopping certain behaviors. You're the one who's awakened to stop that and to
heal it.
Yes, to purge it from the bloodline in order for the newer generations, for your generations and your children and your children's children. And it's not to say if you have kids, if you don't have kids, you're not going to clean out a bloodline. You certainly are. You're still part of it, and you're still the awakened one. You're still the one. They're responsible, the light worker there to do the job.
Yeah, and then you got to feel your darkness, your grandma's darkness, your mom's darkness. Oh my God, that's why it's so overwhelming.
Exactly, and it could break you.
Yeah,
it could break you.
Yeah.
But you know what? I tell you what, you're stronger than that, especially now the time, reach out, to your guides, reach out to your higher self, call out to your angels. If you have to find somebody online because you have no one around you, find somebody online, yes, those YouTube channels, like a lot of the times, especially when it comes to the whole timeline thing and what I was doing, the only thing that made me feel sane would be listening to Lisa Transcendental Brown's voice and everything she was doing. I started off thinking she was nuts, and I was like, girl, I'm in the same boat as you now.
That's so funny. And I feel like we're finding our tribe right now. We are connecting.
Yes, totally. And I never understood that either until I got to this point. I was like, what? Who? There's plenty of light workers out there, and there's plenty of forerunners out there, but I felt my situation, what I do, is so unique, and that's okay. Yeah. It is, because on top, like I said, we're all cogs in the same clock, but we have different functions.
Yeah, it's like like the A team. Everybody has a different specialty.
There you go. And that's the lie that I had to work through, feeling that different, that uniqueness that made me just want to close up and be like,
you feel like a freak. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you start really young, and you always felt like that freak.
Yeah.
And you were a freak. God knows how long.
Yeah. Well, I think even back then, being that little, you felt the enormity of your role, of your mission.
Oh, big time, especially coming from a narcissistic family with that lineage.
Yeah, but I feel like that lineage was necessary because you needed to know how they looked, thought, moved, everything. You needed to learn the ins and outs of all the darkness, and how better than to grow up with one, marry one, work with one,
Yeah.
That's the training.
It's a hard job. But like, we volunteered for it. And I just, I to this day, I said, what the hell? Why the hell would I do that to myself?
I know, right? Totally. Absolutely. Yeah. I thought that
there hasn't been a light worker that has not said that to me. What the hell was I thinking?
Yeah. Yeah. It's intense. And it's like, like really? What? Like you're sometimes you just feel so exhausted. You're like,
mentally, physically, inside
emotionally.
out. Yeah, emotionally, just every part of you just can't take it anymore. But in the past, like I said, once I felt like I reached that threshold and settled, reached that 5D foothills
Mm-hmm.
and broken 4D, it has been a lightening up for me. It's more of I'm
It
on
does get
cruise.
better. Yeah, it
I
does get
literally
better.
I literally feel like I'm on cruise control right now.
Oh, thank God for
And
that.
that's what I feel like. Yeah. And it's not to say huge changes are happening in my life. I'm talking every day. It's something big. But I'm on cruise control. And it's like, okay, that's cool. All right.
You know what that is? You've dropped the karmic density. The more karmic density you release, the more you can respond in a cool, calm, collected manner. Whereas the old 3D you would have been like flailing and freaking out. Now the higher version, the higher octave of you is like, oh yeah, I expected it. I knew that was coming. Okay.
Well, it's more of not even expecting it, but knowing that it's for the higher good. It may look like crap right now, but totally knowing
There's a
and
gift in this somehow. Yeah.
exactly totally knowing and understanding it's for the higher good. And it's also it's what you ask for and seeing that. But like they say, it never looks like what you ask.
Yeah.
You know, you can ask for something that comes to you and doesn't look anything like you expected. Okay.
Yeah.
But having that understanding and appreciation, you know, I've had many things happen since I've gotten home, and it's just going with the synchronicity and being like, oh wow, okay, so this happened. And knowing that where I am right now, I finished part A of my mission. And that's what I keep telling people. And it's not just me, it's all light workers.
Yeah.
We finished part A. And the light workers, the second wave right now, they're still in that confusion where they're trying to figure out part B, where I already started my part B. And part B is about, I just started my part B. And my part B is unfolding before me. And I'm just sitting back watching it unfold because I already know what it is. I had the heads up, as I call it. And I'm just watching it unfold right now. And it's like, oh my God, really? That just happened? Like yesterday, I got a big surprise. I was like, holy crap, really? That just happened? Okay.
That's so exciting. Oh my God.
And so it's like, you know, it's like that. And it's like, okay, it's really happening. It's really happening. It's happening. It's like, okay, this is what I've been preparing for. Okay.
Yes.
So for since 2012, because how my oversoul did it was I had that great awakening. The next day I had that fasting all day long, talking to God, and then I had all of my spiritual guides and my oversoul coming to me and tell me about myself. And it was like binders. I'm looking at the binders that I wrote right now. I wish I showed them to you. They're like those real thick white binders, filled with them and two small ones, filled with information that was given to me in a 1-year period on what I'm going to be doing in part B.
Wow.
of my life right now. And it has to do with being a master builder. Yeah. So it's like, wow, okay, all this is coming. And the minute my foot literally hit back home from New York, I went to New York to Atlanta and then came here, and it's like it started off literally the minute my foot hit my office. It's like bam, 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 everything is starting to unfold, and it's lightning quick. Yeah. So it's like, and I'm like, but I'm not panicked. I'm not scared. I'm very neutral about it because
nice, good.
I've been prepared since 2012.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm very neutral about it. I'm like, yeah, okay.
And you know, another important thing is it's not just about asking for information or listening. After that comes faith and trusting what you're getting. Because I remember getting stuff and being like, no, you're crazy. I'm not doing that. Or like, you know, just resistant.
Yeah, that's the 4D stage when you're in 4D because you're in that in-between stage. That's what 4D is. 4D is the portal from 3D to 5D. The veil is ripped. You see your truth, but it's still like difficult to deal with.
Yeah. So faith and trust. Just
Mm-hmm.
Full radical surrender.
Yes, it is. And that's the word for it. Radical.
Yeah. Because it's something you've never done before.
Yeah. It's not only have you never done it before, but rarely have you seen it around you on top of that.
That's true. It's never been mirrored. Yeah. And you don't even know what that looks like.
Exactly. So it is radical faith. Radical.
Wow. Yeah. What services do you provide?
Right now, my practice provides integrated holistic health counseling, meaning like say if you have high blood pressure or diabetes and the doctor's just throwing a pill at you, okay? I would be able to make a care plan for you with diet, exercise, everything that will help you to, number one, get off that medication and to better manage your disease, okay? Number two, I do spiritual, intuitive counseling, because I am a pretty powerful empath. I do have clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience abilities. So I put that to use where I do counseling, spiritual counseling to help guide, especially light workers, through this confusion, through 4D.
Mm-hmm.
All the towers to help dig you out the rubble, get you out the rubble, put everything in line, help you see your path more clearly. That's part of my roles.
Mm-hmm.
And I am an empathic, intuitive, medical intuitive, because also I'm able to tap into your body and, like, say you're having like migraines or horrible back pain. I'm able to see, besides the physicalness of it, is there a spiritual emotional connection to it?
Mm-hmm.
Could it be because, especially if you're having reflux or having ulcerative colitis, could it be because you're hiding something from yourself? Could it be because you're not releasing your emotion? Could it be you're having all this horrible pain in your neck and throat because you're not speaking your truth?
Mm-hmm.
Could that be what's causing that?
Mm-hmm.
And help you release that. I'm also certified in tapping EFT. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Technique. Been using that since I was a teenager, and I absolutely love it. So if you have blockages in your energy body, I help you tap. I made up my own little nice chart and everything, and we do tapping sessions on the phone. And I give you the affirmations to do it in the method that I learned, which includes not just the negative affirmations, but also positive, because you want to acknowledge the old ways, the old pathways that are buried in you, and then you want to make new pathways, and the new pathways are done with the positive end of it. So I'm certified in EFT also.
Wow,
On top of that,
great.
In my regular medical background is pediatrics, adult, like I said, psychology. I started off with a degree in psychology, and then I switched to nursing. I worked in adolescent psych in a lockdown facility, so I've dealt with so many things,
Wow. Yeah.
knowledge in the medical field, ICU, ER, OR, interventional radiology, all that kind of peds. I did peds for 7 years, NICU. So, like I said, vast knowledge.
Yeah.
My oversoul took me through everything. And it was like, how did you do all that in 15 years? I don't know.
Don't you feel like you blinked and that's like another life? Like,
yes. Because I had a plan. The plan was, okay, if I have to do this nursing wretched thing, I'm going to do it for 5 years. Meanwhile, I'll just get my house, straighten everything out, get a divorce, and then be able to go back to having my business, doing my interior decorating, designing, and clothes design. That's what I need to go back to. And, as much as I tried, I did it for extra money here and that. Never happened. I never reopened it. And when things blew up, literally, my showroom was 5 blocks away from the Twin Towers. I had one room for clothing, which was in the garment district, and my interior decorating design was 5 blocks away from the World Trade Center, right on Broadway between White and Franklin. So I was right there.
Yeah.
Dropping off my kids at my mom's to go to school when I saw Tower 1 blowing up and sirens off and everything. So,
oh my goodness.
Like, talk about seeing your life blow up in front of you.
Yeah, literally. Wow.
Literally blow up in front of you. Yeah.
But that's what I was thinking, that we complain and lament because we're so dramatic and extra. but we wouldn't have it any other way. We would be bored out of our mind with simple calm. We couldn't, that wouldn't be to what we were made for.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but then I don't know what that feels like, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, I have had moments. Well, for instance, when I was working in law enforcement, it's either feast or famine. Either it's the end of the world everywhere, and you have like 100 phone calls coming in at the same time, and you can't go to the bathroom, you can't eat, you can't blink, you can't nothing. Mm-hmm. Or you're sitting there for 15 hours bored out of your mind, and just like, oh, come on, phone, ring. So it reminds me of that. It's like, it's either all or nothing. And like, I don't think we could handle nothing. It would be just as extreme.
I don't know what that feels like. I almost wish I knew what that
Wow. Well,
I don't know what it feels like, because being raised by narcissists,
that's true. Yeah. It's always an emergency.
Yeah, it's always an emergency. She's, has narcissistic personality disorder with histrionic traits. So everything was blown up 10 times.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of abuse. And like I said before, I used to beg God to let me die, because the physical pain, the mental pain was one thing, but then I had to deal with the physical pain. And I was like, please let me die. Why am I being
emotional? Oh my God, it's everything. It's all just everything.
Yeah, and it started at the age of 4, my abuse. So it's like, why am I surviving? And Yeshua is the one who told me. Jesus is the one who told me straight up. He appeared next to me. He always appears like right here, and he said to me, "You are being saved for a time such as this."
Yeah.
And that's all he kept saying to me. You are being saved for a time such as this.
Wow.
What the hell does that mean? So he could torture me more? Like, God's a mean kid with a magnifying glass, and I'm the ant.
Wow. Yeah.
Like, and I understand that now. It was so much greater than my little mind could ever imagine.
Oh yeah. And even now we get messages and we're like, what does that mean?
I'm pretty clear on it now, because
but sometimes it's for later, like you watching Lisa Transcendence Brown. It's like gibberish.
Yes.
And then you're like, oh, I know that word now. Oh yeah, I lived it. Oh yeah, that's what she's saying.
Yeah. But for a kid to hear that and to keep hearing it, as a child, you're just like, all I know is the people who are supposed to protect me are the ones literally trying to kill me.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That's crazy. Right. Yeah, we have so many similarities.
Exactly. But the weird thing is, in the back of my head, I kind of always knew it.
Yeah.
Because it didn't make sense that I actually survived what was going on.
Oh, absolutely. Everything has been a miracle. Looking back, you can see all the miracles. Like,
you see all the miracles.
Like I should have died a whole bunch of times.
Yes, you see the miracles. You do. And it's like, and also what I always kept before me, for those who have been through so much, who are still going through so much, is the suffering Jesus went through.
Yeah.
It's like, look what he had to endure. He had to go through being whipped and tied to a cross and nailed to a cross, and then forgiving the people who did that to him, to transmute that energy, to bring that unconditional love to this realm, to open that portal for us. And I literally would say, if he could do it, I could do this, please.
Yeah.
And that's why he would always be there for me, because he would be there for me during the whippings. He'd be there with me during the abuse.
Wow. Yeah.
And I'd always be looking at him and be like, I'd always beg him to please take me with you.
Yeah.
Please take me with you. I can't do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And say, if I could do it, you could do it. If I could do it, you could do it. You're being saved.
Yeah. And you know what? We're doing that now for others. If I can do it, you can do it.
Yes. That's exactly it.
By sharing all our dirty, ugly, because a lot of spiritual people don't share the ugly that they've endured or are currently enduring. They wrap it up in a pretty box with a pretty bow, and everything's wonderful. And I channel this ascended master, and like everything's perfect. That's not the case. Everybody is going through the same energy.
Especially for the life of a forerunner.
Yeah.
And light workers, your life was not all rainbows and lollipops. I say that all the time. It was not rainbows and lollipops. Stop fronting. Stop fronting.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell the truth how you got to where you are, because that's the only thing that's going to help. One thing that kind of annoys me is when people make comments, but they're just trolls making these comments trying to discourage people from awakening. They say, "Oh, stop talking about yourself. Oh, it's your ego. You talk too much about yourself." But that's what is going to.
That's the mission.
For somebody else.
That's the mission. You have to talk about yourself.
I have to, because of the extremities.
And you're the example.
Exactly. That the extremity I went through, the stuff that I went through that was so severe, must be revealed. That darkness must be brought to light so other people can come out of their darkness.
And you're the evidence. You're the evidence.
Exactly. Yeah. And not have the guilt and shame. Because shame and guilt is another tool being used to keep people down into 3D. Yeah. Once that guilt and shame is dissolved, you're able to, your light comes shining more. You can just feel that heaviness is off of you.
Yeah, you transmuted it.
Exactly. It's transmuted. And that's the way to transmute that heavy.
Yeah, and they do everything they can to stop us from doing that.
Yes.
So you can't allow the dark to convince you otherwise.
Yes. Yes. I call them trolls on patrol. They patrol all our YouTube channels, and they they're always throwing ego, they're always throwing doubt, and they're always accusing you of everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's the topsy-turvy world of 3D. Everything is turned upside down.
Yeah, you just gotta laugh at it, because you're like,
exactly. You have to laugh at it, but I also call it out.
Yeah.
I call it out, because all things done in dark must be brought to light. Yeah. And that's one of the things that my oversoul Jesus always said to me. Everything done in dark must be brought to light.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Don't let it slip. And I don't let it slip. I call it out.
Yeah. Yeah. And that takes so much bravery and courage.
It does. It's so much easier to say, ignore it and it'll go away. And like I said, you know what? You got a boil. You come to me in the ER and you got some big pustule, some boil. You ignoring it's not going to make it go away. You ignore it. It was what made it big. What's going to make it go away, and I've described this before, is an incision and drainage. Is me taking a scalpel, cutting that sucker open and throwing peroxide and alcohol in there and cleaning it out. And it's going to sting and it's going to burn and it's going to suck.
Yeah.
But it's never going to heal unless
necessary. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
How can people get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me via my website, higherrealmholistics.com, or you can email me at higherrealmholistics@gmail.com. And I also have a great blog, like I said, the blog that I made since 2013. It's called Divine Young Souls, and it's for the newbies awakening. Divine Young Souls. And it's for the newbies to awakening. And it's also for people who, who just need that clarity and that extra step, because it has different it has the messages that I channeled from Yeshua on it also, and different affirmations also. And I'm also in the middle of, I already wrote the children's book. It's not just a children's book.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I call it my light worker book. It's about discovering who you are as a light worker, and it's called How the Caterpillar Flew.
Wow.
Yes, it's called How the Caterpillar Flew, and I do have it on my blog, but right now I'm working with an artist to make it into a really beautiful book, because it will help not just adults, but it's mostly geared towards children and teens, to help them understand and accept their differences, and to that once you accept your differences and understand how special that is, you're able to shine your light and help others understand and be comfortable with their differences and be able to shine their light too.
Wow. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing all your information. I love talking with you, a kindred spirit. And I hope to have you back, because we have a lot to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about. It's only just begun. Yes. The floodgates have been.
So thank you so much for being here. Bye, everybody. We're ending this episode now. Otherwise, we'll be here for 3 days because I could talk to you for a long time.
I could talk too.
Bye.
Bye.